Hey y'all, back again with a new video. I haven't uploaded in a while, but I've been pretty busy. But in today's video, I wanted to do another detailed view and legit check on the Nike Air Jordan 1 Royal Toes. So this pair I did get from a retail store here. And so like the first thing I would look at when I'm looking at these pairs are the box. So if the pair is from the US, it should have like an MSRP tag right here. Overseas pairs will not have that. These stickers usually indicate that they're from stores. So yeah, so this is just a standard Air Jordan 1 box. Okay, so here are the shoes itself. It's a very nice shoe. Prices around right now are around like $270, $280 for like the smaller sizes. But I'm pretty sure it would go up like all the other Air Jordan 1s that have came out recently in like the past 1 or 2 years. So onto the shoe itself. First thing I would look at is this wing logo. Make sure that the R and D is connected, and make sure that the stamp is embossed. And then I would look over here, this leather part right here. The fake pairs usually have like a really skewed like L. Just make sure it's like a nice curve here. And then I usually check for stitchings on the Air Jordan 1s of like recent releases. So for the stitching, I would make sure that it's above this Nike check here, and that like each of the stitching is nicely like stitched evenly. So the fake pairs would have the stitching like maybe on or below, but once again, nothing's perfect, so it's not like the only way you should check the shoes, because like factory flaws will occur. And I have seen real pairs where the stitching is on the check, but usually this is like a good indicator. But once again, all of these are like just informational. You don't have to take all of the steps, but it does help. Then I would check the toe, make sure that there's no like leather peaks on the black, and make sure that the dots on the toe boxes are like nice and even. Next, on this side, once again, the stitching, make sure it's above. Most of the pairs that I have about like 10 pairs right now, but most of them have the check, the stitching above the check. And then you want to make sure that the toe box right here, it has like a nice curve here. Make sure it's like not too pointing up or not too flat. Right here. Now onto the back. Move this aside a bit. Just make sure that there's no leather peaks up right here. Fakes usually have like peaks and stuff. Make sure it has like a nice hourglass shape, and that the stitching is going through all the way, and that it's nice and even. So to check for like the heel part, make sure it has like a nice curve. The fakes usually have it like just pointing straight, like a really straight back. Now onto the bottom, nothing too special, it's just a blue. I usually do like to check the stars. Just make sure they're like nice and even. If it focuses. Yeah, so on this pair, there's about like 4 rows of stars. This is a size 9, so usually 8 to 9, it's around the same amount of stars. That may vary with the bigger sizes, but I also like to check this Nike logo. Make sure the checks are like nice and pointy. And check for this R make sure it's like nice and like protruding out. Here's the heel. Yeah, I mean the bottoms aren't always a good indicator of real or fake pairs, but just use this 100% authentic pair and compare it to the ones you're checking. If it's about the same, I would say it's okay. So like most of the laces are coming rolled up like this. And then for the lace bag, there's 4 lines up here. I usually used to use that like as a big factor because the fake pairs back then never got that correct. But so, oh, focus. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's 4 lines. And then with the shoe trees, here are the shoe trees. Make sure that this size interval matches with the size of your shoe. Yeah, the shoe trees aren't a good indicator as well, but you can use it to check as well. Just make sure the details are all the same with this. Here is the inside of the shoe, black insole with a blue Nike Air logo. Here's the size tag. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's on every pair. I'll have to check, but the Nike Air logo is actually covered by this fabric piece. But so you can see half of a jump in. And here is how the laces came. Yeah, so also for the tongue, just make sure that these 2 parts are different in lengths. The bottom part's usually the bigger part. That's how I check it most of my Jordan 1s. And then just make sure that's Nike Air is just nice. And then on the back, it's actually all leather this time. There's no like text or anything, but just make sure that there's 2 stitching. There's like a decent sized flap on the bottom here, and the stitching over here goes all the way. Yeah, so that's mainly it. Just let me know if you guys have any other questions on this shoe. I'll answer them in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching.